Hey yo! Hey everyone, Andrew here bringing you another video. And today, we are finishing my top 10 countdown to my favorite Batman stories, graphic novels of all time. Now, remember, these are not the ones that I think are the best. Just the stories I love the most, my favorite stories. And today, we are going to be doing number 1. My favorite Batman story of all time. The story I love the most. So, before we actually get into the story itself, as for the next countdown, you're probably all wondering what it's going to be. At the end of this video, we are going to be talking about the next countdown, what it's going to be, and how it's going to happen. So, at the end of this video, stay tuned. The next countdown will be talked about. But, with that said, let's start this thing off. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Andrew Cutterink is proud to present to you his favorite story for Batman of all time. This is my favorite Batman story, and coming in at number 1 on the countdown would be, none other than Batman Knightfall. The whole Batman Knightfall series. I love this story to death. This is my favorite Batman story of all time. You know what's interesting is this is actually the first Batman story I ever read. I started reading Batman comics during Knightfall. I was a little bit confused, but I started reading comics during Knightfall. But there's so many reasons why I love Batman Knightfall. So, although we're probably not going to get into all the reasons, let's talk about why I love this book. Batman Knightfall, for me personally, is a story that has many themes to it. One of which is a man, Bruce Wayne, Batman, being pushed to his limits, time and time again, being pushed to his limits, facing unspeakable horrors and enemies, getting pushed to the breaking point, and finally breaking. And then, after that, he has to recover, rebuild himself into the man he was, only better. This is a story about going to the top, breaking, falling, and coming back. For me, that's what one aspect of Knightfall is. The other aspect is having someone else in Batman's shoes, to show that only Bruce Wayne can be Batman. I mean, there's tons of stories out there. Particle, Battle for the Cowl, even Grant Morrison stuff with Damian and Dick Grayson being Batman and Robin, saying, well, Bruce Wayne is Batman. No one else can be. But Knightfall did it first. Knightfall showed that only Bruce Wayne could be Batman. And let's just get into it. Let's just see if I can formulate, because I'm really going off on just winging it here. There's no rhyme or reason to this, but first of all, the action is absolutely spectacular. Some of the best, if not the best, fight scenes are in this. Especially in Volume 1. Volume 1, when Batman has to face all his villains, great fight scenes, going toe-to-toe with him. Beautifully done. I love the fight scene. The final battle between Jean-Paul Valley, Azrael, Azbat, and Bruce Wayne, Batman in this, great fight scene. Absolutely beautiful. And all the fight scenes in between, beautiful. Like I said, probably some of my favorite fight scenes in a Batman story. Second of all, the art, I love it. Although it is not my favorite art, I think, with the exception of maybe one issue, the art looks good through the whole entire thing. A lot of people say, well, it's not that impressive. No, I think the art is pretty good. It's kind of the standard art of that time, the 90s art. And especially at the end, the last chapter, the art is very nice in that. But the art in this, I really like. I do. Again, not my favorite art, but I still like the art. And some of the drawings themselves, and the reason why I like the art is how the drawings are done, how the characters move, how they're positioned. They're drawn logically. They're nice drawings. With the exception of Poison Ivy, who looks god-awful. Good art. I love how, the thing is Batman is brought, okay, Bane, let's talk about Bane for a bit. Bane is great character because Bane is a character when you first look at him, you kind of think you know who Bane is. Oh, he's a brute. He's not that smart. He overpowers his enemies. But, further from the truth, Bane is a criminal mastermind. And he is probably the only villain that can psychologically attack Batman and break him down and actually organize all of Batman's villains and all the chaos to destroy Batman. Bane had a plan and he pulled it off without a hitch. In the first volume, when he instigated his plan to take down Batman, he succeeded. And it's kind of interesting because Batman was being broken down, not just physically. The strain physically was not the only thing that was breaking Batman down. Mentally, spiritually, Batman was being broken. He's not being broken just in his back. The moment where Batman realizes he's failed, when he's lost against Bane, that is when Batman truly breaks. It's not Batman's back breaking. It's him breaking. His spirit, his whole self, his soul breaks. And for a time, Batman thinks that he can't beat Batman anymore. Bruce believes he can't beat Batman anymore. And then Azrael takes over, and we'll get into Azrael in a bit. And that bit where Batman goes from the constant battering of villains, the constant strain, the breaking down, facing Bane and losing, that was epic in itself. But then what I really like in Volume 3 is how they built Bruce Wayne back up. Going to Lady Shiva in training, it's not like it was done in just one issue where he meditates and he learns a few new techniques. No, he has to build his muscles back up. He has to relearn what he's learned. He has to become Batman again. And it takes a good quarter half of the final volume for Bruce Wayne to become Batman again. And the training when he was wearing the mask of the Tengu, that was some great writing. That was a great aspect of the story. I like that. A lot of people may have not, but I thought it was great to see how Batman rebuilt himself. Great. And then Bruce Wayne, after it all, coming back and taking the mantle of Batman back from Azrael. And an absolutely beautiful fight scene. And a beautiful epic showdown, which is well done. Very well done. So, Bane is such a fantastic character. Such a smart villain. Such a great villain. The only problem I would have is that him and Batman didn't get a rematch in this. I would have liked to see a rematch after Azrael got taken down. But, Bane was a fantastic character. Definitely one of my top favorite Batman characters of all time. Second, let's talk about Azrael. I was under the impression when I was younger that people didn't like Azrael. Maybe because he was replacing Batman. But I really, really like Azrael. I really like Jean-Paul Valley. I think he is a unique character that has a unique perspective. And he's not perfect. He goes through a lot of shit, especially when he's Batman. You gotta understand, this guy has been fed mental, how should I say, hypnotic suggestions, mental suggestions when he was younger. The guy's screwed up. But Jean-Paul Valley, he's an interesting take on what Batman would be if Batman used lethal force. If Batman crossed the line. Very much like Jason Todd is today. Jason Todd is the anti-Batman. He is Batman that is a vigilante that kills. Jean-Paul Valley is what Batman would be if he started killing. Because Jean-Paul Valley, although he's responsible for people's deaths, he didn't necessarily outright kill anyone, but he's a responsibility for people's deaths. And I love the Bat suit. It is, where is it? Let's see. It looks really nasty. There's also the red version, but I like the blue version. Absolutely cool. It's not as cool as the regular Batman suit, but it looks badass. And his transition into darkness is really great. And how he secludes himself from the rest of the Bat family. Jean-Paul Valley he was the necessary component in the Knightfall story, and I liked him a lot. I really did. Great. And, again, going back to Bruce Wayne was portrayed very nicely here. He was portrayed very much human. This is, I think, Batman when he is put to his darkest hour. A lot of people will claim that certain stories will be Batman's darkest hour. A lot of people say R.I.P. was Batman's darkest hour. I disagree. Batman was totally in control of that situation. Well, not totally, but he was in more control than we thought. But no one has ever broken Batman's spirit. No one has ever broken Batman's soul, but Bane. The moment Batman got broken, that was the lowest point in Bruce Wayne's life. It really was. Besides, obviously, his parents getting killed, and, well, I guess Jason Todd getting killed, but, I mean, personally for him, that was it. He got broken, and, he's very much human character in that he has to become what he was. I've said that before multiple times. Another thing about this, the action is great, the story is great, the art is, I like the art. I know a lot of people don't care for the art, but I like the art. But this is a great entryway for Batman fans, or people that want to become Batman fans, but because a lot of the big name Batman characters show up in this. You get people ranging from Catwoman, Joker, Two-Face, Nightwing, Robin, Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Commissioner Gordon, Lady Shiva, Bane, who else? Let's see, the Riddler, Mad Hatter, even Film Freak shows up, Killer Croc, which this is my favorite interpretation of Killer Croc is here, how he's drawn, which is beautiful. You get all Batman's rogue allies, most of his supporting characters. I mean, you get a lot in this. This is a great entry point for Batman fans. Tim Drake is portrayed beautifully in this. I think he's portrayed very well. In Volume 2, when he's left alone with John Paul Valley, it's almost like he is the one in charge. He's the one that's trying to keep everything together. But Nightwing shows up in this, and it's very nice. But I don't know. I was driving in my car a while back, and I was saying, well, I got a mad list of things that I can say about Knightfall. How much I love it. All the aspects of it that I love. But right now I'm utterly speechless because I love everything about this. Even the Scarecrow story, which at first I didn't like, I like. I like everything about this. From the action, the story, even the art, the characters, the positions that they're put in, everything. Knightfall is my favorite Batman story. I believe it's the best Batman story. I will say to that conviction. I think it's better than The Dark Knight Returns. I think it's better than Year One. I think it's better than The Killing Joke. This is my personal opinion, but I think it's better. I think this is the best Batman story of all time. It is my favorite Batman story of all time. Great. This is when Chuck Dixon gets introduced as the Batman writer for the time, and I give Chuck Dixon is probably tied with Paul Dini as my favorite writer, and I think I stated that in Heart of Hearts, maybe. He did the Robin series. He did Batman, Knightfall, Contagion, Legacy, and much of No Man's Land. He did some of the Nightwing series. I think he did some Huntress stuff. Chuck Dixon, for most of the 90s, was the authority for Batman. You can put him there with Paul Dini, Dennis O'Neil. You can put him with people of those names who have made Batman who he is. And Chuck Dixon does a very good job. Obviously, there's other writers in this, and there is other writers that contribute to this. But I say this is a Chuck Dixon book, and he does a fantastic job in this because he wrote the majority of it, or at least that's what I'm told. But and the villains are portrayed exactly how I would like them, each of them. Every villain in Batman's universe is always portrayed differently in each story, but I think they portray it best in this. Favorite Batman story of all time. And like I said, the story itself is amazing, but the action is good too. The action is great. So what can I really say? I can blabber on and on, but I love this. It is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Best Batman story I've ever read. My favorite Batman story. So with that said, let's talk about the next countdown. So I liked how things went with us making this countdown. I gave you guys 3 options, and you guys voted on those options. What I will do is this. Today is going to be Sunday. I don't know what Sunday because this is pre-recorded. I'm not going to lie about that. A few weeks in advance, but this is going to be put up on Sunday. So, later later on this week, either Monday or Tuesday, depending, probably because of school, it'll probably be put up on Tuesday. I'm going to put up a video. And on that video, I am going to give you details on your choices for the Batman stories, not Batman stories, your choices. Oh wow, that's a slip. Freudian slip. Would it be? No, it's not a Freudian slip, but it was a slip. Your choices for the next countdown. Now, there's going to be a lot more choices here. Last time I gave you 3 choices, which I think were TV shows, movies, and Batman stories, if I do remember. In this, I'm going to give you, hopefully, I'm going to say at least 10 choices. And you're going to vote on those 10 choices. Now, I don't know exactly what all the choices are going to be, but I'm going to give you some, I'm going to tell you right now some of the things that are going to be up there. Top 10 favorite sidekicks will be up there. Top 10 favorite TV shows and movies will return. Because once I put it on the plate, I'm not removing it. So if I put an option down for top 10, it's going to stay there until it gets picked. Let's see. Top 10 favorite video game series will probably be up there. What else? I don't know. There'll be like top 10 favorite Transformers, maybe. Who knows? But I will put at least 10 options on there because some of you guys threw some good ideas down. Like someone threw a good idea on the last voting about top 10 favorite sidekicks. I like that, so I'm putting that up there. I might even do top 10 wrestlers, but I doubt a lot of people would vote for that. But some of you may or may not know, but I'm a huge wrestling fan. I believe wrestling sucks right now. I believe wrestling died in year 2003, but I still love it to death. Let's see. I'm going to put a lot of top 10 stuff on there. A lot of choices that you can pick from. Now, I don't know exactly how the voting process is going to go. That will be explained on that video. Okay? So on that video, I will explain how the voting process will go. You may have to vote on that video. You may have to vote on another one or in a different way. I will see. But, yeah, there will be a lot more options. And again, it's going to be you guys able to vote. It's going to be you guys able to vote. So with that said, I have thoroughly enjoyed this countdown. It's been a grueling, hard countdown because there's been some comics like Private Case books, Face to Face, Detectives, Death in the City, what else? Sword of Azrael, No Man's Land, stuff like that that really deserves to be on the countdown. Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader, stuff like that that I love to death that didn't make it on the countdown. And just to let you know, just because it's not on this Batman countdown doesn't mean I don't love those stories. But these are my definitive, as of now, top 10 favorite Batman stories. May change throughout time. However, I can tell you this, Knightfall will always stay as my favorite Batman story of all time. Without a doubt. There's just so much to it that I love. And it just, everything I felt as though was done right. And that's hard to say. I say nothing is perfect, but it's pretty damn close. So yes, those are the details on what's going to happen on this countdown. One of my videos this week will explain what will happen, and then I'm going to put a lot more variety so that a lot more people can join the countdown if they want to. And a special thank you to everyone that have joined the countdown, that has thrown in their names in there, that has taken the time to do this. I want to thank those people because those are the people that I'm not thanking them for watching my videos, but those are the people in the comic book or in the YouTube community that have reached out and decided to do something fun with me. Obviously, it's not always going to be the same people. It's going to change. But the people that have stuck with it, the people that have done it, or even as slightly participated in it, I thank you. I hope you guys have as much fun as I do doing these videos. So, until later on this week, where I announce what the choices are going to be. This is my favorite Batman story, and this is Andrew saying peace out for now.